Hey everyone, my name is Brian Howard. I'm a Calgary realtor who has sold an average of a house a week since moving to this great city in 2003. And this is Calgary Living. Calgary Living, real estate and lifestyle. I'm interviewing Calgary's top performers as it relates to living and lifestyle in our great city. Some of the podcasts will be real estate decision specific, but most will be about life in Calgary and why we choose to live here, or at least why you should visit. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey friends, this was a fun interview with Jeremy Deere. He's a longtime friend and the owner of Strides Running Store. He has really 2 stores in Calgary and affiliated with one in Canmore, where the focus, of course, is on great customer service, friendly. Jeremy got into the business of Strides Running Store coming out of the University of Calgary as a really fast Canadian runner. So his focus was really the 1,500 meter distance and then the 5,000 meter distance and then cross country and half marathon. He was super speedy in the early 2000s, being at numerous world championships. And then in 2005, having lunch with a few other running friends, they wrote on the back of a napkin their business plan for Strides Running Store. At this point, Jeremy's been his wife, Jeanette, are the principal owners, I think, of Strides Running Store. They are well respected and loved in our community for their promotion of running in our great city, and I think probably somewhat responsible for having a lot of fast age group runners in our terrific city. Currently, Jeremy's got a great initiative called, hashtag Strides Run Your City, where he's encouraging folks to join along and each month run a different part of the city, getting to know your city. And this is all around an anniversary of one of our special long-time running events in the city, run again by Strides Running Store. In April this month, focusing on you in your neighborhood and maybe a small business that you like, where you could potentially do a 10K run from. Snap a selfie of yourself in front of that small business. Maybe share on the Strides Run Your City page on Facebook, or really on your own personal Facebook or any social page with the hashtag Strides Run Your City. So not only is this promoting a great activity that we're still doing, and as well as supporting your small local business. So go ahead, hashtag Strides Run Your City, post about your activity in our great city in front of a small business. Towards the end of the show, I asked Jeremy for his ask of the audience. How can we assist his small business? Well, Jeremy was quick to say, you can like, comment, or share on social. Go ahead and like, comment, and share. And the other thing you can do is shop online. Or if you don't need anything at this time, a gift card can always be a great assistance to small businesses like Strides Running Store. Enjoy this fun conversation with Jeremy, learn a little bit about his business, why he started Strides Running Store, the community initiatives that he is doing. Enjoy the show. Well, folks, really excited to have Jeremy Deere with me. We're at the Strides Running Store here today. Jeremy, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Brian. I really appreciate you doing this with me.
To be a guest on the show. Jeremy, I'm kind of just a little bit, we talked just prior. You were born and raised in Calgary.
I was. I grew up in Oak Ridge, but actually have experienced a lot of my life in this area simply because I went to Chinook Park Elementary, on to Bishop Pinkham in Lakeview, and then went to Central Memorial. So I'm a Central Memorial grad around the corner. So yeah.
So you feel very much at home here.
Yes, I do. I sure do.
What have you noticed about living in Calgary and growing up here?
Oh, a lot of change for sure. I mean, having grown up in Oak Ridge, that was the edge of the city when I grew up, and the expansion over the 40 plus years has been incredible. Seeing the economy change, all the ups and downs, and obviously right now we're in the midst of probably the biggest crisis we've ever faced as a city, so and as a country.
If you're sensing that, having grown up here, and you feel like it's one of the biggest crises,
no question.
A lot of cycles.
We sure
have. Since you were born, I'm thinking 75.
I was born in 75. You got it. Yes,
right.
Yes.
Okay. And so Jeremy, you went to University of Calgary.
I did. Yeah.
And you were a big track runner.
I was. I got into track in high school, and progressed to the point where I actually was fortunate to make national teams, and I was on the national track and field team for about 6 to 8 years.
Like in high school still?
No, I was making junior teams, and then in university, once I was a senior athlete, started making senior national teams. I started as a 1,500-meter runner, and then slowly moved up to the 5,000. I competed at the World Championships in 2001 in the 5,000. And also during that time was able to run internationally for cross-country, World Cross-Country Championships, and then also World Half Marathon Championships and a number of different road races as well. So yeah.
You were doing a lot. Like
that was my life. That was my life for a number of years.
Very cool. Okay. Now, as you know, I've come from the East Coast, or you
Yep.
may know or not remember, whatever. But so I come from Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
And the kind of business that you're doing is kind of what we do on the East Coast. Growing up in Calgary, Alberta, where it's really oil and gas, how do you happen to take this risk into entrepreneurship?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, it's a really interesting story that I mean, you hear a lot of businesses started this way. I met for lunch. I was working in the pharmaceutical industry, and
I remember that.
yes, and I happened to be downtown one day and met a couple friends for lunch, and we had all been runners. I was actually this is 15 years ago, almost, November, it'll be 15 years. We started talking about our running experiences. All of us used to work at a running store here in Calgary during our university days, and we kind of said, why does Calgary not have more running stores? Like, we had the big box stores. Gord's Running Store was of course in business, but not many other pure independent running stores. And you look at the West Coast in Vancouver, there's about 15 independent running stores, and so we literally on the spot started our business plan and to create Strides Running Store. So,
And what year was that?
that was 2005. Yeah. So
Even prior to the boom.
That's
and
right.
Maybe that's why you started prior to the.
quite possibly, yeah. So
Interesting. Okay. And so relating to that boom and the cycles that we've already talked about, can you tell me just a little bit about your own personal real estate journey?
Well, personally, I mean, obviously, having grown up in Calgary, I made the decision, I guess, after university. My wife and I decided to stay here. She's from Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
She came for what was supposed to be the summer, and met me, and somehow has remained in Calgary and is now identified as a Calgarian for sure. So we lived in a small downstairs apartment in Rosedale for a bit, and then made the decision to go into the real estate business, or not business, but
By our first.
we actually had a condo in Coach Hill, and that was a total, let's do this.
And what year roughly?
That was 2000 and actually 1999 we bought that, and we lived in it till 2003 when we moved just up the street to Cougar Ridge.
Your first home.
Our first
I guess.
home,
Yeah.
yeah, and then had our both of our children there, and then eventually decided, we got to move inner city. And at that time, of course, we had the store here in Marteloup, and we were looking at expanding to our second store near Fish Creek. And just the thought of making the drive from Cougar Ridge to Fish Creek on at least a weekly basis didn't appeal to me. So we thought, let's move more inner city. Loved, obviously, the Altadore, North Glenmore area, and did some searching, and with yourself, of course, and sure enough, ended up buying our great home. Yeah.
Very good. And relating to all that, Jeremy, before we just jump totally into the strides here, tell me a little bit about the boom and bust cycle. So just prior to the jumping on here, I said, tell me, what was it like in 1982 here? And you kind of went but then you were able to bring back some memories. Jeremy was 7.
I was 7 years old in 1982. Yep.
So can you tell me a little bit about maybe the boom bust cycles that you've experienced and how you cope with them?
Well, starting from 82, I mean, like you said, I don't remember a lot being 7-year-old. The one thing I do remember, my dad, just a little history, my dad was a geologist, so he was right downtown in the midst of that. And the thing I remember most from that is just the stress in our household. I remember, almost every day, this is my faded memories, but just am I going to lose my job today? Kind of thing, and stuff. And I think there's been a lot of that, unfortunately, since 1982 even till now. It's a lot of stress that everybody's dealing with. So yeah.
So that's interesting. So, I mean, with no having that experience, which I don't think I had actually on the East Coast growing up, for whatever reasons, but you having that experience, is it any different in your family? You have not quite young kids. I was surprised to hear that your son's in high school. What grade is your daughter in?
She's at Bishop Pinkham as well. Strangely, both my kids went to Bishop Pinkham for junior high, and she's in grade 9, so she'll be starting high school next year.
Really young kids.
They're not. No.
So is there? I mean, just thinking back to that stress that you. I mean, yesterday I went for a run, as did you, as I saw on Strava. But as I was running, I was like so pleased, shocked, like. I've never seen so many people out on the street.
You're exactly right.
Neighborhood. And there's all kinds of young families, like a lot of 7-year-olds on the streets with, mom or dad. Actually, particularly dads, I noticed yesterday. Any thoughts on how those parents can maybe cope with this cycle or?
Wow. I mean, I guess we keep saying we're fortunate that we've got teenagers who can pretty much entertain themselves. I mean, they've got their phones. I mean, way too much screen time, unfortunately. But I mean, what can you do in this situation? This is their opportunity to talk to their friends and virtually on their phones. Whereas younger kids, it's got to be difficult. So getting outside is critical for these families. I mean, they're just cooped up in their homes and just trying to keep them entertained and finding ways of entertain. One example is in Altadore here. Of course, they've been doing the walks where people are posting things on their windows, a different theme, St. Patrick's Day, happy face, or the silly faces and stuff. And that's fabulous, right? Because for younger kids, it at least provides some semblance of excitement and entertainment. Even if they can't go to the park, they can go out and they can find something, which is just great. What a great initiative.
Are your kids actually participating?
We are participating as a family. Our kids are teenagers, so they're not quite as interested.
They're putting the pictures up?
We are, yes, exactly.
Like before you're drawing animals at the supper table, maybe?
Exactly. Yeah, we're trying to convince them to really get involved, and because we do have young kids in the neighborhood, right? So, yeah, anything we can do to keep things active.
That's super, okay. So, tell me a little bit about your motivation in starting Strides. Well, I guess you did a little bit. There was really nothing happening. You were a runner.
Yep.
It's 2005. Yep. You're actually probably earning a reasonably good salary as a pharmaceutical rep. Is that right?
I was, yeah. And part of our business plan was none of us are quitting our day job. So we actually started Strides with a manager, and none of us were in store. The idea was we were going to help out the store where necessary, but let it sort of grow on its own. As it turned out, fortunately, unfortunately, I ended up getting more and more involved in the store, still, on weekends and in the evenings and stuff, and eventually just sort of decided it's time to take over. Yeah.
I think so. And what are your customers love about your service?
Well, I mean, the big thing is the fact that we only hire runners, but we hire runners with personality. So we have to make sure that you get that balance of understanding the sport, being able to help the customers, but also having the ability to interact with the customers and find out what they want, what their needs are, and be able to. I mean, a lot of times when we first opened, people thought you guys are the exclusive running store only for runners, and we had to bring that down a few notches to say, no, we can help everybody, and we've tried to broaden our staff base to be able to interact with everybody, whether they're just getting into running, whether they're returning to running, or whether an experienced runner who knows what they want and just needs the service to help them out. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm as you're saying all that, Jeremy, I am one of your customers. What do you think I most love about your service? Like, what do you think it is?
Well, I hope it's the friendliness and the expertise that you get when you walk in the door. I mean,
no, it's not that.
It's not that. Well, you tell me what you think.
Jeremy and Jeanette, his wife, they have run the most wonderful, I think, community kind of initiative programs. I particularly have been enjoying for years, really, the annual 30 days or 31 days of the Strides Running Challenge, Strides Run Streak, which happens every December.
Yes.
And then more recently, I mean, so these are the things I love. Then more recently, you've initiated in your 10th year anniversary. Is that right?
Yeah, a couple years ago. Yeah.
You're doing Run the Park. So run 10 different areas of the city.
Yes. This is the 10-year anniversary of the Strides Run Streak. So Lori, our social media guru, who I will give her full kudos. She's the one who actually came up with the idea for the Strides Run Streak 10 years ago. And she's been with us almost since inception, which is incredible. She doesn't work in the store, but she does all our social media. And she came up with this idea. Let's do Strides Run Your City. So the whole idea behind this concept is every month in the 10 months, so starting March now, every month we're going to do the hope was to do a start location that's a local small business and run 10K to keep with the 10 theme. Run 10K from that location, take a selfie of yourself, post it. So the first month, March, was Angels Cafe, which everybody knows in Edworthy. So people would start their run from Angels Cafe and go for the 10K, post it, and just have some interaction. What we decided for April, since likely the city could be in some semblance of lockdown, and we don't want people congregating and having to drive all over the city, we've decided a different concept for April, and I guess this is the first time we're really announcing it, is that we want people to run from their local communities, but from a small business in their local communities. So we want them to say, this is the small business I'm running from today, take a picture, this is why I love this local small business, and I'm going to go for my 10K run from here and post that. So all over the city we want to promote A, small businesses, but B, promote people helping their small businesses by shopping at them or ordering from them, that sort of thing. So yeah,
Fantastic. Let's all help to get that message out.
absolutely, please do.
Great. And Jeremy, really that is what I love about your business is the fact that you really bring groups together and share the passion of the sport that is like the easiest, most simple sport.
Truly is.
The most difficult part is getting your sneakers on and getting out the door.
So often. But I think these days, honestly, it's becoming easier because all you want to do is get out the door.
That's great. Okay. And tell me some future goals of Strides, maybe of Strides or maybe you personally.
Well, I guess the number one goal, most prominent right now, is to get through this this next 3 to 4 months. Small businesses are hurting right now, and our government is stepping up, fortunately, to help us out and help everybody out. But once we return to normal, whatever normal is going to be, we want to just remain a part of the community, continue to grow as a business, continue to come out with these fun initiatives that keep people active and get people out enjoying the sport. And I'm hoping that we can continue to do that. Long term, we've done our expansions now. We've got our store here, which we've just 1 year ago moved from immediately next door into this larger space. So this is our flagship store. Our south store, which is faces Fish Creek Park, that one's up and running for 5 years now and is doing
5 years.
5 years, believe it or not, yeah. And then we have a franchise location that we opened 2 years ago in Canmore. And that one's establishing itself. And I think for now, that's I want to take a step back, especially after when this is all done, and just sort of get these 3 stores on good, solid footing to continue to help the community. So
okay. It was great and excitement to support and the Strides running store. How about yourself, Jeremy? I was doing that as you were talking the math. You were 42?
I'll be 45 next month.
Yeah.
1975. It's actually an easy one, Brian. My son's taking Math 30 right now. Maybe he'll help you with the math.
I think there's a lot. So, Jeremy, you, I think, like a couple of years ago, you were doing some running. Like you had some big goals. Tell us a little bit about more recently you in the running and what you're doing and some of your personal best stuff recent.
Age group stuff. I did, obviously, it was around 2005, actually. It was right before we sat down to start the business plan for Strides. I ran my last international race for Canada, which was the World Half Marathon Championships. And then knowing that our kids were young, our daughter had been born, months before that, that I was taking a step back from true competitive running. But then you get into your late 30s and 40s and just kind of get that edge back. So I sort of have been up and down getting a few goals. The plan was actually to run the London Marathon on April 26th, which has now been postponed to October. But for the first time in a number of years, I really put a focus this winter on training and ran my fastest half marathon a month ago in probably 3 or 4 years down in Houston. So I was 1:10:34. So that was my fastest in quite a while. So
That's really fast. Have you've gone faster than that at the World Championships?
my personal best was 1:05. Yeah, so
a lot faster, really.
that was a lifetime ago.
So at 44-ish, you ran like a PB, not
An age group, an age group, you got to almost go year by year as you start to age, where you may not be running as fast as you did in your 20s and 30s, but every time you run a fastish time, you got to take that and give yourself a pat on the back for the work that you put in. So
that's just so awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. And this year, London Marathon, do you have like goals for that race this year?
Well, my motivation to train went from about 100 to 0 almost overnight, honestly. But just keeping the stress down, running every day right now, or trying to get out at least, just for a little 5K jog. My son's been running a little bit, so I've run with him a couple times, which is wonderful. Being able to share my passion with him, and he's fully willing to do it.
Is he a runner? Is he becoming?
He's just starting. He's a hockey player, rugby player. He's a multi-sport kid, which is great. My wife and I made the decision that a long time ago that we're not going to push our kids into the sport that my wife was a national team runner as well. We decided we weren't going to push our kids into the sport unless they chose to do it, because it's one of those things you have to find yourself. Right. Of course. So So.
On that note, you're in your mid-40s and you've kept this sport up your entire life. Is that normal for runners, like young runners, high school runners, university runners, to be runners for life? Because like for me, I started running when my first child was born at 27 years old.
Yep.
And like I love running, and I've noticed that recently at 53 years old, it's much harder than it was even 3 years ago.
Absolutely. No, you're right. I mean, it's a sport that you can do in your 20s and 30s. You can drop for a little while, but still pick up. I mean, it's obviously it's harder to pick up from scratch, but you get through those first 6 months or so, and you define yourself as a runner again quite easily. It's certainly, I'm a lot more sore than I used to be after runs. I do need kudos to Sherry, my physio. I do need to see physio a lot more than I used to. I always joke that that one injury is getting better when something else starts to hurt more. But it is the truth from aging. But I mean, it is a sport that you can do for life, no question. I mean, I look at Jerry Miller, our local Calgarian, who's trying to complete all 6 marathon majors. So New York, Boston, Chicago. Then London, Berlin, and Tokyo, all 6 of those marathon majors in his 80s. I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, I hope to be walking when I'm 80.
All 6 in his 80s?
In his 80s, yeah.
I don't know Jerry Miller.
Jerry Miller is a local Calgarian. He's an inspiration. He really is a former medical doctor who's retired, obviously now, and made the goal of doing these. And it's just awesome to see. And he's not the only one. There's multiple people in their 60s, 70s, 80s who are, and you don't have to run a marathon, but they're just fit and they're active. And I think it's just inspirational to see those people out there doing it. And like I said, I hope to be walking when I'm in my 80s, let alone running marathons.
On that note, I've heard it said by someone other than myself, and I tend to think it's true. In Calgary, guys our age, between almost like 40 and 60, there's a lot of fast people. Is that true?
It is true. Yeah, Calgary really is an anomaly. And I don't know if it's the Calgary mentality. We've got a lot of type A personalities. We've got a lot of competitive people, or what. But the thing I love about Calgary is they're all friendly. Mm-hmm. They all get along. They may not run together a lot of times, but everybody high five each other on the pathway, and it's a great running community. I've run, as I've said, all over Canada and all over the world. And never have I seen a community that's as cohesive as Calgary's running community. It's really cool.
And of course, you know it much better than me, but I just kind of want to throw out a couple of names and get reaction to it. So Ken Young, 60 years old, recently won his age group, I think, in Toronto Marathon.
That's right, yeah.
Jordy,
Jowdy, yeah.
he's
yeah.
like killing it at 50.
He just turned 50 last year and set the Canadian half marathon record for 50 plus by 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
And then there's you, of course, that you're killing it. And who else is there?
Blaine Penny, of course,
Blaine
is
Penny,
phenomenal athlete. There's just
all guys in their like from 40 to 60, really.
yeah.
And so, and Trevor, talk to us about Trevor.
Trevor works here. Yes, Trevor Hoffbauer, our resident Olympian, as I like to call him. He won the Canadian Championships at the Toronto Marathon last year, which was a qualifier for the Olympics. If he ran the time, so he actually ran the second fastest Canadian marathon time of ever, 2:09:52, if I'm not mistaken, which was a huge personal best for him. And I saw Trevor train through the summer leading up to that race, and we knew he was going to crack a good one. We didn't realize he was going to crack that good a one. It was awesome. I mean, literally tears in our eyes as we're huddled around my computer watching the race live. It was awesome, and we're proud to have him as an employee. He's a great guy. He did find out just a couple days ago, I believe, that I think I can share this, that he is qualified for the Olympics, and even though it's been postponed for probably a year, his spot is secure. So we're thrilled about that. Yeah. So
where is he right now? Is he training?
So he's training. He's he's actually pleased with the announcement that the Olympics has been postponed, because now he can refocus and say, okay, I have another year plus to get myself ready for this. I can't imagine being in any sport right now, a gymnast being a perfect example, or a swimmer who can't even get in a swimming pool.
Right.
I mean, how do you train?
Yeah.
So for Trevor, he now has that, okay, I can now focus on doing a fall marathon, and he can choose a fall marathon to do, and then reset his goals for next summer. So it's awesome. It's gonna be tough for a lot of these Olympians who in the sports where you don't make a lot of money. So now you're extending your career for a long time. So we're certainly going to do everything we can to help him financially to get through this, because it's going to be a tough time for a lot of people. So
well, let's do our best to support our
exactly.
local athletes and businesses, of course.
Yeah.
So turning towards the end of this, Jeremy, what do you love most about Calgary?
Wow, what do I love most about Calgary? That's a loaded question, because I've been here my entire life. Yeah. So obviously I love it. I've never lived anywhere else for more than a month or two, and always. I don't even have to say I'll keep coming back, because I've never left. But Calgary, it's such a vibrant city. The people are phenomenal. Proximity to the mountains is incredible. But even from a purely outdoors perspective, Calgary has so many great parks and pathways and stuff. It's wonderful. Our culture is growing exponentially. Great restaurants and just great people. And Marteloup, I'm a little biased, obviously, because we live in the area and have our business, one of our businesses here. But it's such a great community. It's really, even looking at our strip of stores along Garrison Gate here, everybody gets along. We all, say hi to each other. We all ask how we're doing and make sure that we are a community. So it's really cool.
That's great. Thank you. So this could be my last question. What advice would you give your younger self?
What advice would I give my younger self? Wow. Don't become a entrepreneur. No, just kidding. That's the loaded question right now. So
sports, business.
Yes, exactly.
How come you didn't start and do a startup or something? Like, I'm joking.
Yes, no, of course, exactly. It's interesting. The one thing, I don't know if I'd give myself this advice, but the one thing I would say is, and this is purely from a parent's perspective, is trying to give my children advice on choosing their career. I really came out of university. I had a Bachelor of Science in kinesiology, and I really didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And honestly, I say this a joke every once in a while, I still don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up. I have a job that I love, and I've managed to create a business from scratch with the help of my business partners, of course, at the beginning as well. But it's everybody has to choose their path, and this is where the path has led me. So I enjoy what I do, but certainly want my kids to to know that we'll support them any way that we can, and in choosing their careers. So.
Well, very good. Is there anything else that our guests should know about you or us? And the other thing is, how do we reach out to you, Jeremy? Are you on Instagram? I know you are.
Oh, yes. Personally, I'm not an Instagrammer. My daughter actually visits my Instagram page more than I do.
Did he assist with it? I guess Lori does some of your Instagram.
Yeah, so Lori does the Strides Instagram,
Which is what? The Strides Running?
At Strides Running. Yeah, at Strides Running.
At Strides Running.
Yeah. So
Strides Running. And we'll put that in the show notes.
Then of course our website is stridesrunning.com. We are fortunate that it was a headache. I won't lie, but we created an online platform primarily for our footwear, but we do sell other stuff online now. In this economy, with the impending, I don't want to say doom, but with the impending closures that are probably coming up in the next week or two, for sure. Having built that last year could actually keep us in business. We're fortunate when we are forced to close our doors. Right now, of course, with the doors still being open, but we're taking every possible precaution we can with social distancing, ensuring cleanliness of the store itself.
Disinfectant there.
We've got a few of these bottles, the giant size bottles, hanging around the store. So we're keeping our doors open for now, primarily for two reasons. One is that we've got a lot of requests for people wanting shoes. Their gyms have closed down and their shoes are in their locker, or they want to, like we talked about earlier, want to get outside and just don't have the footwear to do it. So we're keeping our doors open for that. And then secondly, of course, is that I do have employees that sort of rely on even that small amount of money coming in to pay their rent and their food. So if we can keep the doors open for a little longer, which that's great. Yeah.
And I mean, you were telling me that you're like actually doing deliveries around the city with shoes.
I am personally doing home deliveries. In fact, this afternoon I'm trucking a bunch of shoes up to a quarantine couple up in Harvest Hills, and I'm going to get them. I'll hand them the box of shoes that I've selected for them, and let them try them on, and I'll be on the phone answering questions if they have any, and or even FaceTiming with them if they need to. Which is something that's kind of cool about technology now is if people aren't comfortable coming into the store, they can reach out to us and we can FaceTime. We can even do a gait analysis via FaceTime, determine what might work best for them, take them some shoes to their house, and let them try them on, and in the safety of their own home. So yeah, we're doing everything we can. I mean, this is something that in this environment we have to be creative in order to survive, and it's a service that we can offer and more than willing to offer. So it's good.
Again, how if some of the viewers of the show, the listeners of the show, if they just want to support you, what is a good way in the next 7 to 14 days that our enthusiast runners that want to support a Strides running store or small business like yours, this store in particular, what is one action that someone could do?
Well, I'll give you two actions. One is follow us on Facebook and Instagram and share as much as possible, and comment. That's a huge thing. We don't have the marketing budget, of course, that the big box stores do to get our name out there. So that's one thing. And secondly, if they want to support the business itself, whether it's buying shoes online or if they don't need shoes right now, don't need gear right now, a huge thing, and this has been spread amongst all small businesses, is we have gift cards available online. So you don't necessarily need to buy your shoes now, but maybe buy a gift card so that you can come in and use it when things are better and when we're all more comfortable getting out and about.
That's great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, folks, thanks for tuning in on this show today, and get out there, keep strong, keep healthy. We will get through this, and no doubt any opportunity to get outside and exercise while practicing social distancing will help. Jeremy, thank you.
Thank you, Brian. We'll give you a virtual bump. There we go. Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks again. And Jeremy, it's time for me to buy some shoes. Can you help me?
I can. I'm just going to keep a distance from you.
Thank you. Well, that was a fun interview with Jeremy. So go ahead, go for your 10K run from outside of one of your local small businesses in your neighborhood and share it on social with the hashtag Strides Run Your City. And while you're at it, search Jeremy and Strides Running on Insta and go ahead, like, share, comment. So be a part of the Calgary running community. So if you have questions on anything real estate related, or you know somebody who should be on the show, Calgary Living, Real Estate and Lifestyle with myself, host Brian Howard, go ahead and let me know. You can find me on Insta at Calgary_Living, or just simply send me an email to Brian, that's BRYON, thehowardteam.net, NET. Until next time, I look forward to connecting. Thanks for listening.
And I